Long-haired wanderer back today with a new video, and I want to show you something I just got in the mail today. I had to go down to the post office to pick this up because it came internationally from Finland and I had to sign for it. And what this is the Skrama bush knife. Now, there's a few videos on YouTube about this. A couple guys have been doing some testing with this thing. It's a fairly new knife to me. I was very unfamiliar with it until about a week ago. So I started seeing this thing everywhere on YouTube and Instagram. And it's like, okay, I have to check this thing out because it's just the whole idea of this knife and the looks of it are just very intriguing. I don't have a lot of big chopping knives. A few, but I don't have a lot of experience with large chopping knives, so I really wanted something that I could depend on, something that was really trustworthy. Now, I did a review a while back on the Carnivore X. It's the cheap Walmart knife that you can pick up for like under 25 bucks, but that is not something I would probably depend my life on, and certainly not going to be a dedicated bush knife for me. So when I saw this thing, I thought, okay, this is a possibility of something that I would probably put on my belt every time I go to the woods, because it really seems like an almost one-tool option. So this is a full tang knife. It goes all the way to the back. It has a sharpened 90-degree spine. As you're going to see here, it strikes a ferro rod fairly easily. I've heard that some of these don't come as sharpened as they should, so you may have to touch it up a little bit, but mine was just fine out of the box. It's a very aggressive Scandinavian grind, and then right down here, from here to here, it has a different grind, a little bit of a secondary bevel to it, and that's actually for finer work, and that I was able to get some decent curls with it, with that smaller grind. It's sold in Finland by a company called Verstolika, and Verstolika has a really nice shipping policy that they'll ship anything to the U.S. for $9.99. That's priority mail. So this thing only took about a week for me to get it from Finland. Very impressive shipping time. And the products they have on their website are really unusual. They have a lot of Finnish, military surplus. They have their own clothing line that they produce with Finnish camo, which is very cool. And then they have this line of knives that they're selling. There's the Skrama bush knife, and then there's also a Puukko, actually two Puukkos. There's a Puukko called the Puukko 140 and the 110, and 140 just is the size in centimeters, I believe, and then the 110, of course, is smaller. This particular bush knife is stainless steel. It also comes in a carbon steel. The carbon steel comes with a black handle, and the stainless comes in a gray handle, or you can get the option of getting it in a red handle. I picked the stainless because that's what they had available. They didn't have any carbon blades available. Plus, I thought, well, if this is going to be a dedicated chopping tool and it's going to be in all kinds of weather, why not stainless? I mean, I don't have a problem with stainless steel. As you're going to see here with the testing I've done, it performs just fine with what I've done so far inside today. the model I chose came with this plastic sheath. And then as an option, you can order this molly sheath that goes over that. Retail, the knife and the plastic sheath, I think, are around $65 US. And then the scabbard that goes over that plastic sheath, the molly, that's like 24 or something. I really like that option of having a molly sheath, because that way I can attach it to a backpack. I can also attach pouches to the front of it, which I've done here. This is a little fire kit I put together just for this. Now, when I got it, it had two straps, molly straps that came off of it, and I really didn't like those. They were very hard to thread through, and they didn't have any kind of closure or buckle. They kind of are a pass through, and then you loop back in, weave it back through. This weaving, or this webbing, is really tight. So what I'm going to do is, if I put this on a pack or on a belt or something, I'm going to go ahead and just use malice clips on the back of this. I think that'll be way more secure. So I cut those straps off. And then for hanging on my belt, this is the belt loop that it's included. It's not very wide. So I'm just going to use a carabiner like this and run this through my belt. And I've tested that. It works really well, hangs nicely. It does have a little bit of a retention on the front with this strap. And it clicks in nicely to the molded sheath. In fact, you got to be kind of careful. You can actually jam it in there too far and it'll get too tight. So you just pass that through. The nice thing about the sheath is that it's open at the bottom, so it passes completely through. You see that? So that's nice, because if this thing's going to fill up with water, it's going to run through the bottom. I think that's a great feature. The handle is extremely comfortable, and I felt like I had a really good grip. I didn't feel like I was losing control of it anyway. Because the handle is so long, it really gives you two positions. You've got a back position, and then you got a forward position for finer tasks. So with the back position, you can get some nice wrist action, good chopping. So, you know, the weight of the blade is doing the work for you as you're popping those cuts. And then when you want to come in and do something a little bit finer, with doing some curls or some finer carving tasks, then you can choke up on the blade. For today, I just wanted to show you guys what I've got in the mail and show some initial performance tests with it. Definitely going to be going out in the woods with the sucker soon. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys next time on The Prepared Wanderer.